Hi guys, and welcome to your handover videos for your Swift Sprite Major 4. So we're going to send you a few short videos now showing you how to set up your new caravan on the outside and on the inside. So starting off at the front of the caravan, you'll find your A-frame. We'll show you how to hook your caravan onto your car when you come for collection. You have your stabiliser at the front, handbrake, towing electrics and jockey wheel. Once you detach your caravan from your car, you use the jockey wheel to wind the caravan level. And before going inside, we want to wind down all four corner steadies. One on the door side, one on the off side of each other, and two underneath the rear body shell, as you can see. On the door side of the caravan, as you can see, motor mover has been left on for you, and we'll show you how that works. You have an external 3-pin socket just towards the front of the van. At the front, you'll have your gas locker area, which also houses your spare wheel. So you have space for two 6 kg gas bottles in the caravan. Gas hose and bottle, and your caravan is mounted with a bulkhead regulator with the gas hose which goes onto the end left hand thread with the opposite end into the gas bottle. Round to the off side of the van, you'll find the flow for when you're using your water heater on gas. You don't need to do anything with that, you leave that as it is. To the left you'll find your water inlet. So on your pump just here, it's a trigger button which literally is in and out like so, okay? Submersing then the pump into a full Aquaroll. We're using our Aquaroll for today's demonstration. Battery locker to the left-hand side. You're bringing your leisure battery with you for collection. And our mains hookup lead is what's being used for today's test, which plugs into the side just there. Past the offside axle, you'll find your wastewater outlets. So 28.5mm drain tube and your waste master along the ground, and that will collect your wastewater. And then finally at the back you will find your cassette toilet area. So in the top is your flush tank, water and a cap full of pink toilet chemicals into the flush tank, and then your cassette is under here. So to empty out your cassette when it's full, you lift up the orange handle, slide it out like a cassette, twist the spout 90 degrees, untwist your cap, and then tilting upwards to empty whilst pressing the orange vent button. Swirl the funnel out with a bit of water, blue or green chemicals into your cap, screw it back round, slide it back into the holding tank, and jobs are good. Just above the cassette you'll find a little black nozzle and a little housing point. That is to drain down any excess flush water in the flush tank. Important to do this before you travel, and also for winterization as well. You just take the cap off on the end and let the water do its thing. Right, so that's the outside setup done. We'll now go inside and do the internal setup. Right, okay, so now we've done the outside setup, we come on to the internal setup. So on this video, I'm going to show you where your drain valve is for winterization, where all your trips and fuses are, and how to get your power on into your caravan. So as you can see, I've dismantled the front right seat, so we're going to start off under here. So just there, the little yellow valve, so that is your water drain valve. So this is what you need to drain down the caravan for winterization and after every use. As you can see, the valve is currently in the horizontal position, which means that water can pass into the caravan from the Aquaroll. When you want to drain it down, you open up all the taps into the halfway position and you flick the valve up to vertical, and that will drain down the caravan, and you leave it as that, okay? Obviously, just to remember, when you come to use the caravan again, you just flick the valve into the position that it's currently being shown. To the right of that, you'll find a power supply unit, which is housing all of your fuses on the left-hand side and all your trips on the right-hand side. If you open the door that's just underneath it, there's a little sticker chart just here, which labels your fuses on the left and your trips on the right. Above those, you have a selection of buttons, okay? Now, you shouldn't need to touch any of these buttons, but just to run through what they are, you have a heating and hot water isolation switch. You have your battery charger isolation switch. You have your reverse polarity, which basically means if you're using the caravan abroad on mains, it will obviously reverse the polarity. And then you have a system shutdown button, so that's a master reset if you like. As I say, you shouldn't need to touch any of those buttons so long as you turn the power off and on inside your caravan correctly. And I'll show you how to do that now. So we come to above the door and we press the power button, and that will turn on all the power in the caravan. As you can see, there is an LED come on the main section here and the caravan, and this shows that mains is coming into the caravan. If we press the view levels button, it will show you the amount of voltage coming into the van as well, and anywhere between 13 and 14 volts is absolutely perfect. And you will see when you press the power on button, it turns all of the lights, all the 12 volt lights inside the caravan on. If you were having it hooked up to your car, it will also do the same. It will show that the car is hooked onto the caravan. Pressing the water pump button, now provided you plugged your water pump in on the outside of the caravan and that your drain valve is down, you press the water pump button, okay? And what that will start doing is, if you've had the caravan drain down, that will pull water into the caravan. You'll be able to hear the pump come on, which is this one just here, okay? So now we've done that process, I'm going to show you how to operate all of your kitchen appliances and how to draw all your water through into the caravan to give you nice hot water. So we'll talk about the water system, show you your hob, grill and oven, and also talk a little bit about the fridge. Okay then, so your final video is how to set your heating and hot water on the Truma Combi panel. So what we do firstly is we press the on and off button in the bottom left, and that will turn the panel on, as you can see. So you have 3 to select from: heating in the caravan, mains or gas to power it, and obviously hot water. This is one of the easiest panels to use, fortunately. As I say, I wish they still made them all with this panel, because it is that easy to do. So caravan temperature, using the arrows up and down to set your desired temperature. So 25 degrees, for example, press the set button and it will set it. As you can see, when it says heat, that's heating, set to 25 degrees, and it'll have the current room temperature of the caravan just there. Gas or mains. Again, when it's covered in the black, that means it's what's currently selected. The arrow is what you use to navigate through the ones you want. So you've got mains on 4 amp power, mains on 8 amps, a combination of the two, 4 amps in gas, 8 amps in gas, or you can have gas on its own. And again, if we go back onto there, and again, just set it to your desired one. As you can see on the bottom, it will say E if it's mains only. So that's E as in electric. If it was gas, it would be a G for gas, obviously. And if it was a combination of the two, you've got EG, electric and gas. Water system. There's only one you can select from. Water, 60 degrees. There is also water off, so if you're off grid and you don't have any water connected, you can just have it running off the room's temperature and not the water. But yeah, 60 degrees or 0. That's it. Easy as that, okay? There is, of course, a few little bits and bobs in here, such as temperatures, timers for the heating and hot water to go off, setting the clock timer, etc, etc. But on these videos, we just show you how to do the very basics, okay? If you want more information on that, you do have a bag with all your book packs just by the door. Have a read through that and have a play. Obviously, you then leave it to do its thing. Once you've finished on site, all you do, press the on and off button to turn it off. And that, guys, is how you set up your new caravan. So, a few bits and bobs to mention to you. The caravan will be drained down for when you come for collection. The microwave plate is put under the left-hand seat. We put it there so it doesn't shatter. And your microwave is mains only. It won't work on the leisure battery or the gas. Through into the washroom. Your toilet is an electric flush. Blue flush there, with then the grey triangle underneath to drop or open up the cassette. When you come to leave site, make sure your skylights and windows are all closed, and make sure your caravan is packed down correctly before travel as well. Guys, thank you for choosing Burton Caravan Centre at Camwell for your caravan purchase. We hope you find these handover videos helpful and informative. And if you have any questions, please ask me on the day of collection. Thank you very much. Okay, so this video then is how to operate all your kitchen appliances. So we're going to start off by talking about the water system. So after we've had the caravan drained down, we need to pull the water through into the caravan. And we do this by running it on the cold and hot side. So what we do is when we come to the caravan, on the cold side, you turn it on so that the water flows through nicely. If it coughs and splutters at you, don't worry, it's perfectly normal. It's just freeing up any airlocks or any air pressure. Now you might be able to hear the pump on at the same time. So as I mentioned on the last video, that is your pump, pumping the water around the caravan. Now, by running the water on the hot side, what we are doing is we're filling up the water heater or the boiler that's in the caravan, and that's that big container. It's about 10 litres in capacity, which is underneath the seat, okay? So at first, when you run water on the hot side, water won't come out. It will take about a minute or so for water to come through, and when it does, you know that the water heater is full, okay? Which then means you can set your hot water temperature on the panel up there, which is what we'll show you on the next video. Hob, grill and oven. Now, most of this is fairly going to be self-explanatory because it will work the same way as how your hob, grill and oven would work at home, okay? But the purpose of this side of the video is just to show you it all working. So you've got the knobs just here with your igniter switch on the right-hand side. So bear with me whilst I light all those so you can see them all working. And as you can see, lighting first time beautifully. When using the hob appliance, you want to make sure that the lid is pushed all the way back, otherwise the hobs just won't light. For your grill, which is this one just here, you want to look for a nice even flame either side with a slight gap in the middle. And then you work your way down to your oven, which is to the right hand side of the igniter switch. And again, as you can see, lighting first time absolutely beautifully. So that's your hob, grill and oven. Your final one is the operation of your fridge. So in your caravan, it's fitted with a Thetford fridge, okay? So your fridge will work three ways. It works on the mains, it works on the gas, and it works on the 12 volt through the car, okay? So if you're traveling and you're driving home and you want to keep some bits and bobs cool in the fridge, you set it to the 12 volt for car, okay? So you have two directional arrows. You have your main select button, and you also have the on and off switch just here, okay? So by holding down on the grey square, we can then select if we want mains, gas or 12 volts. So you use the arrows to navigate through the elements. So the plug is mains, car battery, 12 volt car battery is this one here, and your gas is the flame. Press on the select button to select your desired element, and then you have your temperature gauge. Obviously the higher it is, the cooler the fridge will be. If you have it set to the gas, you will hear the igniter come on behind the fridge and then a successful ignition after about 3 or 4 seconds. The screen will deluminate, so saving any bright lights at night, and you'll have a little green LED come on in the on and off switch as well, okay? If there was to be a fault with the fridge, if any of the elements go down, and we'll take the car battery for example, because there's not a car hooked on to the caravan, it will flash at you like so. And there'll be a red LED that comes on the on and off switch as well, indicating that we haven't obviously got this car connected to the caravan. And then once you're done with the fridge, turn it off by holding the on and off button. Right then, so your final video is how to set your heating and hot water.